Dun, 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 dun. Hey everybody, welcome to Nerd Overload, and we're going to be talking all about the exciting big game coming soon.
Oh, that big game?
The big game, that's right. Avowed for the Xbox by Obsidian Game Studios. It's coming out on the 18th. Everybody's really excited for that.
Excellent. Touchdown.
What?
No.
I'm Cody.
I'm Sam.
I'm just more looking for superb owls.
That's getting close. Yeah. You got to watch yourself. All right. We have a great show for you this week. Thank you all for tuning in. We've got a bunch of news. We're going to be talking some stuff. Oh, before we get into the actual news, two things. It's not really even nerd news. We were talking about the big game. And you know Kendrick Lamar is going to be doing the halftime show? He was approved for singing Not Like Us, the biggest of the Drake diss tracks. Drake is going to be embarrassed on a world stage.
You know what? That's
good.
That's the least.
Did he do it at the Grammys too?
I think he did it at the Grammys too.
The
Yeah.
fact that Kendrick Lamar, like just prior to this, took home like 5 Grammys like last weekend.
Oh yeah, after the first one, he got up on stage. One of his posse got up for the rest of them, and by the fourth or fifth one, the guy just said in the mic, "I don't know how many other people worked on the album. I don't."
At this point, they're just like chucking him into the crowd at him.
He's like, I can't remember the name of craft services. I don't know. All right.
There were some good performances at the Grammys.
Oh, there were? Okay. They usually do a pretty good job.
Sabrina Carpenter, I only saw the beginning of it, but it was very funny. She did a little bit where she's coming downstairs with a cane and a suit
like
thing.
a Fred Astaire kind of thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
nice.
she tries to twirl the cane and messes it up and throws it.
Yeah.
And then as she's coming down the stairs, they do this forced perspective gag where she starts going down the stairs, and the stairs in front are actually pulled out, so she starts disappearing behind the stairs.
Oh, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool, yeah.
I wonder if somebody took the clip where she drops the cane or whatever. This do the Wilhelm scream.
Oh, yeah. All right. So the other thing I wanted to go ahead and play for y'all before we get into the check'ems, I had a chance to sit down with Chelsie Stoker, the media manager from Indiana Comic Con, and we got to talk a little bit about what's going on at the con. Apparently, they're going to be releasing a couple of big name celebrities next week. And including one that's never done a con before ever.
Huh. Wow.
And big enough name that it's this is a draw, this is a big deal. So
this was expensive.
I don't know why, but my brain immediately went, hey, is Paul Rudd going to be there? I mean, that's probably not it. And if it is, I called it. But no. So we're going to go ahead and play that. And then afterwards, we'll get into our check'ems. So this week, I am here with Chelsie Stoker, the marketing manager for Indiana Comic Convention. It's going to be going on March 14th, 15th, and 16th at the Indiana Convention Center in Indianapolis. Chelsie, thank you very much for taking a few minutes to be on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been to a lot of different conventions over the years, primarily Ohio-based, but, I've traveled to Pennsylvania, Indiana. I've been out to Indiana Comic Con before. What would you say sets the Indiana Comic Convention apart from other cons in the area?
The energy there is it's undescribable. Everyone is so nice and so welcoming. And it's one of those where, as soon as you get your ticket and you step in, it's just the energy and the vibe is you just feel like you're automatically part of the family. I came into this convention a little bit later into 2021, and I just felt like I was home as soon as I got there. It's a cool experience.
It really, really is. I love going out to Indiana comic conventions in general, but definitely Indiana Comic Con, because you're right, the energy is just phenomenal. I love going to events where everyone seems like they're having a great time. They're all there. There's no one there that feels like they're having a negative experience. Everyone's there because they love comics, they love cosplay, they love the celebrity row, the whole bit. So everyone's having a great time. Looks like on your site you actually have a number of celebrity guests that are going to be making appearances. Could you tell us about some of the celebrities that we'll see at the con?
Yeah, for sure. So right now we have, I think, probably over 20 announced, but we're still going strong. In fact, this next week we have 2 announcements every day. So make sure you're checking our page because we're getting them out as we get closer to the show. But right now we have some great, Disney staples. Paige O'Hara, who plays Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, yeah.
And, Nani Rose from Princess and the Frog. Yeah, those are some great ones.
Yeah, I growing up, Beauty and the Beast was maybe my favorite of the Disney movies, so I'm actually very, very excited that Paige O'Hara is going to be there, and honestly, a little nervous to meet her, just because she was, very formative. So, in addition to the Celebrity Row, what are some of the other events that fans can expect when they attend Indiana Comic-Con?
There are so many things. There's, panels. A lot of people, I don't think, especially the first time they go in and they're not quite sure what to expect from a panel. When you go to different conventions for like business and stuff, sometimes, they're like TED Talk type things. But so the celebrity panels are Q&A. So a lot of times the audience gets the opportunity to go up and ask that celebrity a certain question. You hear a lot about behind the scenes things that you would have never known before. I went to an Alice Cooper one and he told us a story about Elvis Presley. It's just, you just never know these different experiences these celebrities had. And it's really fun to get to know them more on a personal level. But they also have different panels like game shows where you can go and do that, or there's karaoke, or the cosplay contest is Saturday, and that's a fan favorite. And if you go to that one, I try to get there a little bit early because we usually have standing room only for that one. And that's just everyone they nationally come to compete in these cosplays that they've had to create by hand and showcase those. And it's really a cool thing to see everybody's creativity.
Oh wow, that is really impressive. Now I've done a little bit of the cosplay in the past, and you're absolutely right. The cosplay contest, and just seeing people, who aren't necessarily there for the contest, but are just kind of milling around, enjoying themselves and promoting their creativity and how much they love the characters that they are dressing up as. That pretty much covers one of the questions I had about the cosplay scene. The other thing I noticed, there was a kind of vendor and artist alley area of the con as well.
Yeah, so the artist alley, that promotes local and national artists that come in. There's comic book artists, there's people who do their own art, bumper stickers. There's just a little bit of everything there. And then the vendors are both local and national businesses, and it is the ultimate stop for fandom shopping. Honestly, I get a lot of my Christmas shopping done even though it's March, just because there's so many unique things, and it's really fun to know you're supporting a local business and helping them keep their art alive as well.
Oh, absolutely. I love seeing, the indie comic creators and just the ones that come out and, sell their very interesting wear, like, prints, t-shirts, stickers, the whole 9 yards. I believe in previous years there was also kind of I don't know how to describe it, kind of like a gaming area, that sort of thing. Will that be returning this year?
Yes, Icon Tournament's back. I know they're going to have a Super Smash tournament and a lot of other tournaments in there as well. It's always such a fun time there to see everybody competing, from kids to adults and all different ages and everything. It's really fun to watch them come together and get a little competitive nicely.
Yeah, some friendly competition for sure. Well, very, very cool. So how would people go about getting tickets?
Yeah, they can go online to our website, indianacomicconvention.com, and there's a buy tickets now button right there. And there's also, if you go under purchase, there's a place that explains all the different type of tickets, because we do have some that are just day tickets in case your schedule's a little more constricted, or if you just want to come see what it's about. I would suggest coming Friday, and if you're just curious, and just coming for a day to see, and then you can even upgrade on site and use that money you spent on that ticket to go towards a 3-day pass. But if you use the promo code COMIC, it will give you 15% off your tickets. Also, kids 10 and under are free, so it's a pretty affordable, fun event for the whole family.
Before I let you go here, are there any other highlights that you would like to mention about the convention?
Yeah, we are going to have a Blockbuster store come. The last standing Blockbuster is in Bend, Oregon, but they're bringing it to Indianapolis for us, and they're going to set up right on the vendor floor, and it's fun. It's all all original fixtures from different Blockbusters. There's VHSs, DVDs, and you can, instead of renting them, because we don't expect you to bring them back, you can purchase them and have them for your own collection. But you get to wear the vest, and they have the cards, and they have popcorn going, and it really brought me back to my childhood. So I would highly suggest that one. And we also have some fun guest announcements coming up next week. We have a Hollywood legend being announced on Monday. We have a first-time convention guest being announced Wednesday. So lots of fun things to look forward to this week.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's really, really cool. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing about those announcements in the upcoming weeks. And as far as the Blockbuster thing, that is fantastic. You know, I'm a huge fan of the last Blockbuster. I've been kind of following them online. And as someone who has worked in the video rental business in the past, I'm really looking forward to kind of reliving my video rental clerk days, I guess. So
it's so fun, and Sandy Harding will be there as well, who's the manager of that.
Oh, really?
So she'll be able to answer any questions and tell you about her experience. She's so sweet.
Well, again, Chelsie Stoker, thank you very much for taking the time to make it on the show and kind of discuss Indiana Comic Con. The dates are March 14th, 15th, and 16th, about 35 or so days. So, yeah, it's coming down to the last minute, you know.
Yep, it's coming up quick. We're super excited.
So, Chelsie, thank you again for coming on the show, and I will see you out there at Indy Comic Con.
Look forward to it.
All right, that was it. That was the interview. I again appreciate Chelsie for taking a few minutes of her time. I mean, the con's a month away, so like this is crunch time. But they took some time to talk with us. Again, if it's I don't know it, but if it's Paul Rudd, I called it.
Now Tane I can get into.
So anyway, that got me. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and dial up Celery Man and get into our check'ems.
Check it out!
I finished the new Ninja Gaiden remake.
Oh yeah,
Ninja Gaiden Black 2.
Nice. How is it?
It's great.
Yeah.
I feel like they definitely turned down the difficulty a little bit, or else I probably wouldn't have been able to finish it.
Mm-hmm. They were infamously bad back in the day when they first came out.
They were very difficult
very
games.
Tough. Yeah.
But it's super duper refreshing to play just a straight action game that doesn't have any like Souls-like elements or like RPG mechanics.
Nice.
It's
you just press button and hit things.
Yeah, it is just straight action from point A to point B.
That's great. Sometimes you don't need branching paths and stuff like that.
No, you just need brainless fun.
Play the level, beat up the guys, and move on.
Cut the ninjas apart.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to cut out the chaff. Just give me the core whatever. I'm looking forward to that 2D one that they're hack and slash that they're going to do, or platformer. I guess it would be a platformer.
I forgot how much I like that franchise, but it's a cool franchise.
Yeah, it's a good one. And if you need more Ryu Hayabusa, you can always play Dead or Alive, canonically in the same universe.
Yeah, it's funny because Demon Hunter Rachel, one of the characters from Ninja Gaiden, later showed up in Dead or Alive. But she comes from a fictional country. She's from the Vigorian Empire.
Okay.
So she's the only Dead or Alive character that doesn't come from a real world location.
Now, important question. Did she end up in one of the beach volleyball games?
No. She's like one of the few characters that didn't, which is a shame because she's Demon Hunter Rachel.
Yeah. I always romanced Rose first in those. Is it Rose?
Rose.
Isn't that, or the cowboy girl?
No, Tina.
Tina
was my favorite too.
She was in Rumble Roses, the spin-off all-lady wrestling game.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So yeah, well, cool. God. So
I remember when Rumble Roses came out. I was still working for GameStop back in the day,
and a lot of people were like, "Hey, can I get that Rumble Roses?" Yeah. But then again, the people that wanted Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball were proud of the fact. It's like, yeah, I'm getting that one.
I put that on my Christmas list. when I was a teen, and so my dad had to go into the store and buy Dead or Alive Extreme for the Xbox. And he did.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
Little did he know.
Yeah. That's very good. That's very, very good. All right, so as far as my checkums, kind of a weird week. Didn't really do too much outside of things that I already know, because sometimes you don't want to do new media. Sometimes you just need something that you can kind of know the words to already and kind of know the beats, so it's comfort stuff. I will say that I finished up the first season of Deep Space Discounts, the YouTube cartoon series by Deep Blue Inc. Really good. I hope he gets a second season. The only thing I didn't like about it was Aaron Hansen of the Game Grumps is being set up as a cameo in the last episode, and he's being set up as the major antagonist for the characters, and he is just the dirt worst voice actor. The entire time he is delivering his lines in kind of a yell, like an old school DJ.
That's kind of what
He always
does.
Yeah, it's
ever since his Newground days.
It's not very good.
Yelling.
But the main thing with Deep Space Discounts, it's an alien asteroid with a supersized Walmart, basically, that is staffed entirely by galactic criminals, and the first ever human who seems like a very nice and very nervous lady named Emmy.
I think I've seen a clip from this.
Yeah. Somehow she has like 400 years of jail time, and no one can figure out, what did you do? You're a human. And then they're introducing the characters and things happen, and it's a fun little thing. I hope it gets picked up for a second, I guess picked up. I hope he does a second season.
I can afford that. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking like Deep Space Nine Costco.
That's basically what it is. Yeah, and it's pretty good. I would definitely recommend it, and it's 5 or 6 episodes, and they're all under. They're under 10 minutes for sure, but some of them are under 5. If you have about a half hour to 40 minutes, you can knock out the whole series, and it's a lot of fun. They get some decent voice actors. Brian David Gilbert has a cameo role, and Barrett Letty, who is a voice actor. He does a lot of anime, but the big thing he does right now is he's the replacement Iago.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the thing. And you know what? Sounds like him. Sounds like young Gilbert Gottfried.
I mean, if you can do a Gilbert Gottfried, anybody can do a Yago.
I think everybody has a little bit of a Gilbert Gottfried. I have to squint my eyes when I do it, just like him, because
I think he did too.
I think he did. Have you ever heard his real voice?
No, I don't think I ever have.
He was on the 1980 season of Saturday Night Live. He was a cast member briefly, like one season. And there are a handful of episodes before he did it. He figured out his shtick. He just sounds like a guy. He's not, he's not putting on the voice. He just sounds like a guy.
It's like Bobcat.
I was going to bring up Bobcat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Bobcat and Bobcat Goldthwait. Did you know that he had a stand-up comedy duo before he got into, became the bigger with Tom Kenny, the voice of SpongeBob?
Huh.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Bobcat and Tomcat. That's where it came from. That's why it stuck. Because his name isn't Bobcat. It's just Bob Goldthwait. But no, the other thing that I checked out. So McDonald's is doing a special deal with the phone game Pokemon trading card game Pocket. A free to play or free to essentially free-to-play game where you're collecting the Pokemon cards and battling and trading and whatnot.
We've all been getting still into it.
And I think we've talked about it once or twice, and it really scratches that itch of, I want to open up a blind pack, but I don't want
to spend money.
But I don't want to spend a bunch of money, and I don't want to have just a stack pile of Pokemon cards, but they're digital. Yeah. Whatever. So McDonald's is doing a special thing where if you go and get a Happy Meal, you get a code to basically unlock some stuff.
You get 2 packs, more or less.
Basically,
and some Wonder Trade points.
Yeah. Although it's not free because, you're paying $5 for the Happy Meal. But it also comes with like a pack of
actual Pokemon cards?
I'm not entirely certain. They might be actual Pokemon cards.
Yeah, they're actual Pokemon cards in there.
Okay, so they come with like an activity, whatever, for the kids because you need like a toy. And I have yet to open this, So we're going to do it live on air. Hey,
let's do it.
Oh,
that's
see,
what the people want, right?
I've opened 2 of these earlier today because I also had 2 Happy Meals for lunch.
You know what? If you go on the app,
I don't like the fact that Millhouse is having 2 Happy Meals for dinner.
fun fact,
Got him.
yeah, that was good. So if you go on the app, you can customize it, and you can make it almost like a real meal for adults. You can get a second patty for your burger, and you can replace those gross
apple slices
that taste like nothing.
They taste like they've been washed in 100,000 chemicals.
Yeah, but you can trade that in for a second fry, and it almost makes it a quarter pounder and medium fry.
Yeah,
so
I bought the hamburger Happy Meal with the replacement fry.
Yeah.
I bought the 6-piece McNugget Happy Meal with the replacement fry.
Okay.
And also because it was Friday and the app, that's Free Fry Friday, so I also got a free medium fries.
Nice.
So I was good on McDonald's.
got a
French
carbo
fries.
load. Carbo load. I got the free fry medium fry, and they didn't put it in the box. But I got all the way home and didn't know. But anyway, we're going to open up this pack because that's what the children online like, right?
Yeah.
Opening up packs.
Hey, make sure you get that ASMR in there.
Oh yeah, we're going to get it.
I got the Jigglypuff one too.
Oh, nice.
What McDonald's did you go to?
The one on Marymount Gilead, the one in front of Walmart.
Oh, no, I went to the one across from the mall.
Okay, so the first thing we have is a cool poster of Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuffed.
The Jigglypuffed Marshmallow Man. Jigglypuff, Drampa, and Dragapult.
Drampa, why?
Drampa?
I thought for a second there, I thought you just said Grandpa, and I'm like,
Yeah, so
who's
Grandpa?
Grandpa?
But look at
Somebody's
him.
grandpa.
This is a Grandpa Dragon.
Yeah.
On the
It's
back,
a good poster.
And on the back we have paint by numbers. Oh, no,
it's
no.
sticker. You put the stickers
You put
on
the
it.
stickers on the thing, but it's a bunch of Pokemans as well from, what is that, Scarlet Violet?
Yeah, isn't that the motorbike from Scarlet?
Yeah, that's the Pokemon. That's a motorcycle.
The stickers will also be in the cardboard container as well.
Nice. Let me double check. Hey,
Stick them up.
I'm going to do this tonight. I don't care. I'm a grown man, and I'm going to play with my Pokemans. I don't care.
What? Sometimes you just need that childlike wonder.
Sometimes.
I almost wanted to, almost jokingly, when I got my 2 Happy Meals at the drive-thru, would have been like, yes, these are for my 2 kids at home. My 2 children at home.
I hate to say it, but I used to. There for a while, I was embarrassed buying action figures for the office, and I would always, when I'm checking out, mention, oh man, my nephew's gonna love these. I don't do that anymore because who cares? But yes, there was a time, maybe in my mid to late 20s, where I was like, man, my nephew is going to love these action figures. They're definitely not going to be displayed prominently in my office. Okay.
I never gave no Fs.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and open this up, and oh yeah,
That's
ASMR.
That's some good sound right there.
That just did something for someone out there. All right, here we go. All right, what do we got? We have a shiny Miraidon, the other motorcycle Pokemon. We have a, oh man, if only it were holofoil. Got a Charizard. We have a Jigglypuff, and we have Hatenna, that little clown Pokemon from the new game. No, it's not from the new game. It's from Sword and Shield because it Mega Gigantamax. That's it.
But I got 2 of the same hollows in my pack. I got 2 Pikachus.
Oh man. You want to trade?
Yes.
All right. So Josh, what have you been doing? What obscure anime do you have for us this week? I'm joking. It seems like that is the checklist.
I'm trying to think if I did watch an anime. Well, I did watch the new episode of Red Ranger in another world.
I have that sitting in my queue. I haven't watched it yet.
It continues to be,
what it
fun.
is.
Does it seem more like the traveling party is going to end up medieval fantasy Power Rangers by the end of it.
I mean, yeah, him and this stupid Knight guy have been like button heads.
See, that's the blue one, right?
Yeah.
The guy that suspiciously dresses in all blue.
Yeah, but also the princess kind of dresses in all blue too.
Well, that's true. Actually, maybe that's the bait and switch. Maybe you think that the Blue Knight is going to become the Blue Ranger the whole time, and then, surprise, it's the Blue Princess instead.
Is the show that clever to pull that kind of...
Well, it has its moments.
You know what?
It has its moments.
That is baby's first bait and switch.
Yeah.
That's like the easiest of bait and switches. So, yeah, I would say it's good there.
I did watch an entire show of a stupid made in MS Paint series on YouTube.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So it's called The Big Les Show.
All right.
And I think it was made by the same dude who made like Rick and Morty in the Outback and that Crystal YOLO Forever.
Oh, one of the Oni plays.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure
Yeah.
if it was Oni Plays, but yeah, it is really awfully drawn.
Michael Cusack? Is that what it is?
Well, I mean, you're the one that watched it, but I know he's an Oni.
Yeah.
Well, I
Oni
know
guy,
the channel is just called Big Led's Official or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
So it's this ugly dude. I mean, everything's ugly art.
Yeah.
But
MS Paint, of course.
Yeah. Everyone is super surly, but he is this cranky, angry dude who hangs out with a bunch of Sasquatches in Australia.
Yeah.
And as the series progresses, he goes on weird adventures fighting monsters that look obscurely like Homer Simpson.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'm sold. I'm sold.
I don't know, it's weird. And it turns out he's like an alien prince that was banished from another planet, and his dad's is a huge tool, and his cross the street neighbor is his brother, and it's
wow, that's interesting. I mean, it's hits a lot of the tropes of the.
I don't know why I watched it other than to watch a bunch of Sasquatches smoke weed.
Yeah, hey, why not?
And then there's like a couple spin-offs on the channel of like other characters that appear in the show, and I haven't watched any of those. I don't know what. I think I saw clips like online of like some of the like gags and stuff, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna sit and watch this, and I did, and I was like, all right,
enjoyable enough, it passed the time.
Sometimes I laughed, other times I was like, why am I watching
well
this?
Sure, yeah, I mean, it's YouTube, that's kind of that's about how it is. MS Paint drawings reminds me of, so I've talked about Drawfee on the show a while back. There was an episode they did, I want to say a couple years ago, maybe 2 years at this point, where it was draw a character 6 times with differing challenges. One was like from memory, one was with your offhand, one was eyes closed, one was the one that reminded me of this was mouse only instead of whatever, and then
stylus.
And then the last one was like with reference or something like that. And if you ever want to see the worst drawn Mater from Mater, Super Mario, and Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. Although the one, the Gojo that was done with eyes closed was surprisingly close.
Well, I mean, I guess that
his eyes were a little wide, so he looked kind of like a horse. But otherwise,
is Gojo the one that wears the blindfold? I've never watched.
Yeah, I
Jujutsu
think
Kaisen.
Gojo's the one with the glasses.
Oh, I thought Gojo was blindfold.
Which one's the one with the glasses that had the meme where people blonde
expand your domain or something?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't watch.
I've never watched Jujutsu Kaisen, so I have zero frame of reference.
Not a me. That's the one because they said that name like 70 times in that one episode, and it's I don't know anything about that show, and I don't whatever, but it's locked in there.
Which is funny because it brought up because tonight Fortnite released more Jujutsu Kaisen skins.
Nice. I could not tell you a single thing about that show.
Oh, I don't either. It looks like more generic shonen magic
exactly.
power.
I watched like 3 episodes of it once, and I thought this is the most mid thing I've ever seen.
My Hero Academia, but magic, kinda.
It kind of seemed like the most generic, like you said, shonen.
Shonen, yeah.
Thing.
That's why I picked My Hero, because it's kind of that
it is like
shonen,
the textbook like most shonen show
Shonen
there
is like
Yeah.
I'm the very special boy main character who does all the special boy
And watch my
character
power
things.
creep.
Yeah. And Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball,
It's
Naruto,
Dragon Ball.
One Piece, they all hit the same notes.
I was watching One Piece a while ago, and I got to an episode, and suddenly Goku was there.
Oh,
There was a crossover episode, a Shonen Jump crossover episode, that they just unceremoniously dump in the middle of it.
was
For real?
that
Like
a-
actual Goku?
Yeah.
wasn't it relatively recent, like within the last 7 years or something like
I
that?
think, I don't know.
Okay, because they had that game that was like
Jump Force.
Jump Force, all
It
the
wasn't
shonen
Jump
characters
Force
that.
related.
But I was just thinking maybe they put it in there just to be like, oh hey, by the way,
Man,
We got
Jump
this
Force
game.
came out and nobody talked about
and
it.
went and because it wasn't the right kind of fighting game. It wasn't a 2D esque one plane. It was the arena fighter, and arena fighters mostly are bad.
It was a crossover with Dragon Ball and One Piece and a third anime that I'd never heard of before.
Okay.
And can't remember what it was called.
Okay, interesting.
It was something about food.
Fighting
Food Wars?
Foodons.
It wasn't Food Wars, and it wasn't fighting Foodons. Or maybe it was. I don't know. I don't know what that was before it got localized.
Oh, it was. Well, I mean, it was just Pokemon, but instead of catching them, you're a master chef. You got to be the very best chef, like no one ever was, and you create like an egg salad sandwich that is a Pokemon, and they fight.
It wasn't Food Wars because nobody ate food and all their clothes disappeared.
Anime's weird. Anime's weird, you guys.
Yeah.
But now every time I watch a newer episode of One Piece and they're in dire straits, I'm like, why don't they just get Goku to come and help them?
Yeah, he's right there.
Yeah, they've obviously met him. Why don't they just get?
why not? Yeah.
Why didn't they get Goku's Vivra card?
Oh man, Goku eats
a devil fruit.
A devil fruit. What is his power? Is he just?
Well, it depends on the devil fruit.
Oh, is that the thing? I didn't know if it was
different devil fruit bestowed different powers.
See, I always thought it was like there's one thing and it's randomly selected from a wheel, basically what
No,
you get.
Every devil fruit is different, and there's only one ever of each type.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, that's okay.
And then when the person who has that power dies, another devil fruit of that type appears somewhere else in the world.
Okay, I can see that. That is a clever-ish thing.
It keeps it from where, Luffy doesn't have to fight somebody with the exact same powers
Yeah.
he does.
powers. Although, the dark mirror villainous like doppelganger or whatever, that's always kind of fun too.
Yeah. Like your Dark Link or your,
They didn't make this lore known until episode
1,000 whatever.
700.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that has like 2,000
Hey,
episodes.
can they still not swim?
Yeah. If you eat a devil fruit, you can't swim in water anymore. You just sink like a rock.
I mean, that doesn't sound like too bad of a thing, but
Except
it's also
everybody's pirates.
Yeah.
Everybody's pirates, so by definition, you have to be.
Able to swim.
I feel like the One Piece world has more water on it than land too.
Oh,
probably.
yeah.
Well, our world does, but I mean, like, even more so.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah,
It's like Wind Waker.
Yeah.
It's like Wind Waker.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
yeah.
There's just a lot of water with a bunch of little islands.
Gotcha.
I'll take dumbest things I've said on this show for 100.
Listen, if we were keeping track of the dumb things that we all said on this show,
We would create a whole nother podcast.
We could do an entire episode on it. Well,
Hey,
like an
when-
episode series.
Yeah. When you live in Ohio this long, you forget about the oceans.
Well, it's true. Very true.
You mean the lake, right?
No, even bigger.
The lake that caught on fire that one time?
It gets bigger?
Okay, those were some good check-ums, so I think we're going to go ahead and jump into our news. All right, so we have a whole list. We actually have quite a few this week. I didn't think going into planning for this episode that we were going to have a ton, but we actually have quite a few. Do you want to start with the Fantastic Four trailer.
Yeah,
There's an
Let's do that,
official
because
trailer.
that stuff was good. That was good.
Depending if you are
Have eyes.
and not
see an unbiased vision of the world.
Yeah, so let's start with the good things first. That trailer looks great.
Yeah.
The Thing is perfect. They're all pretty good. You don't see much of Johnny Storm, but otherwise they're all really good. You get a fantastic car.
Yeah. Herbie's there.
You get Herbie the robot.
His stupid reel-to-reel, like, tape deck eyes.
I like that, though.
I do
That's
too,
a good
because it's set in
design.
It's the 60s.
It's the 60s. Of course, it wouldn't have a digital LED display,
of course not.
which was one of the things people online were mad about. Well, they don't like the robot to begin with.
Well, yeah, for some reason
Well, it's
people...
because most people are uninitiated in the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason he existed is because in the Hanna-Barbera cartoon, they couldn't have Johnny Storm because he was tied up with rights for a movie that never happened.
Yeah.
So they couldn't call the show Fantastic Four and have 3 people in it. So they made up a robot.
Yeah, and it wasn't specifically Johnny Storm. It was the Human Torch, the original one from World War II.
Oh, the one that was a member of the
Invaders, loosely, yeah, with Submariner and Cap and
Yeah.
Miss America and all those. Also, fun fact: there used to be briefly a radio drama of the Fantastic Four. And Johnny Storm was voiced by like a 20-year-old Bill Murray.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're hard to find, and I don't think you can get the full collection anymore, but at least the first couple episodes are out there. And yeah, it's very much
That's
Bill
crazy.
Murray. And he's not being funny. He's just being, hi, I'm a plucky teen who can turn into fire. If you ever wanted to hear a very young Bill Murray say, flame on,
All right.
you got it. I might even drop a bit of it here.
Rita, you trying to give that flaming juvenile delinquent all the credit for solving this caper?
Well, what did you do, gruesome?
Oh, boys, please. Don't start arguing again. I just can't stand anymore. Not right now.
Relax, sis. We're not going to get into another hassle. I've had all the bossing around I'm going to take. I really am cutting out of this combo right now.
Oh, you can't quit us now, Johnny.
Oh, let him go. He's more trouble than he's worth.
That doesn't. Flame on.
Torch, come back, Torch.
Johnny, don't leave.
Though, in Captain America, the First Avenger, when they go to the Howard Stark World Fair or whatever,
Yeah.
you do see Robot Human Torch for literally 2 seconds.
For about 2 seconds.
In a case.
Yeah, in the protective glass because he burst into flame with air.
Yes.
It
Like-
makes me think of
Venture Brothers.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Impossible.
Cody. Cody.
Yep. All right. So, along with the positives of the Fantastic Four movie, by the way, Thing looks
fantastic.
Perfect.
I think the guy that plays him, that I'm blanking on his name.
He's got
from
the voice down
Bear,
right.
He's gonna, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like a New York Jewish guy, and so is the Thing.
Chose the Thing, yeah.
Yeah, he's got.
Yeah.
He should have like a Bronx accent.
One of the handful of canonically Jewish characters from Marvel, because Jack Kirby saw himself a lot in the Thing. But yeah. The scene at the beginning where Herbie is making pasta sauce for spaghetti dinner night, and the Thing is like, oh yeah, no, this is pretty good, but I'm going to add some more garlic. You know, you don't have taste buds, you robot, so trust me on this. I got this.
I think they were playing into the bear a little too much there.
Just a hair bit, but that's fine.
Yeah, it was funny, but it's like, yes, we know he's the other guy from the bear.
Yeah, but yeah, you know what? It humanizes the Thing in a way that, like,
Quickly, too,
Hulk,
like immediately.
You immediately go, okay, this is
not the Hulk.
he's kind of a himbo a little bit. He's like that surprisingly affable big guy, kinda. But that's one of the main things people have problems with online.
He's always been kind of like the Raphael of the group.
Not really even that. No, I wouldn't say that, because he's not angry. He's just like, hey, I'm from the Bronx. This is what we do.
Well,
and
he's also
I look like a weird rock man. Who cares?
Well, he cares. He is self-conscious.
Well,
about
secretly,
his,
but at one point he decides, you know what, this doesn't
into
suck as bad.
I've seen people complain that he sounds too soft-spoken, and it's like, you haven't watched The Bear, because that guy can get mad.
Yeah, and at some point the Thing is going to yell, it's clobbering time, and then it's going to be perfect. But I've seen a lot of people be upset that he's not a rampaging dumb monster like the Hulk.
But that's not the character. That's not who the thing is.
We are in an age where who cares about source material? I look at Big Rock Man and I go, hey, is that Korg from the Thor?
Yeah.
Or is this, why is he smart? Why is he not Hulk? Why does he have a big forehead ridge? His head looks like a mushroom.
It's such the most boring direction you could take the character to.
Yep.
The thing actually has depth.
He does. They all do.
Yeah.
They all do. Mr. Fantastic, not so much.
Yeah,
but Pedro Pascal is going to put that in there.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Also, you can't have Pedro Pascal without a mustache, and so people need to shut up.
I think him having a mustache differentiates him enough from other bland hero man.
Plus, if it takes place in the 60s, he's gonna have a mustache.
Yeah,
people
of course.
had mustaches in the 60s.
Yeah.
Kind of like how everybody has beards now.
Yeah,
right,
it
pretty much.
It makes sense for him to have a mustache.
Yeah, of course. But we see a lot of like quick teasers. I think there was a Galactus in there.
Yeah,
briefly.
There is a Galactus shadow.
And also John Malkovich is there.
The theory right now is he is playing the character Red Ghost.
Interesting. So he's going to have his super monkeys.
And the ability to turn invisible.
Sure.
Because that's what Red Ghost does.
Yeah.
He controls apes and can turn invisible.
Honestly, I would love to see them reintroduce with the Wizard and Medusa and Paste Pot Pete and which Paste Pot Pete is being added to Marvel
Rivals. Yeah, I saw that. There's a leak that they're gonna add Paste Pot Pete.
The man with the super glue gun. That's his whole
fight Spider-Man.
Although they changed his name in the comics to the Trapster.
Oh yeah,
Lame.
Yeah.
Lame.
Call it Paste Pot Pete, man. That's the best.
I'm more excited for Hit Monkey, but that's just me.
Yeah, well that too. Yeah,
Hit Monkey will be cool.
He will. Yes.
He'll definitely be my if I ever pick the game back up.
He
again.
will.
I had to delete it the other day. I was out of hard drive space on the old Xbox.
Oh yeah. Well, it's free, so
I haven't touched
mostly
it
free.
in a minute, and I feel bad because it's not a terrible game.
No, it's a good game.
Yeah, unfortunately, it has that issue with a lot of hero shooters where it's the
same game over and over again.
Not so well that, of course, but also as far as characters go, there is a disproportionate amount of DPS, like hit hard, not a whole lot of defense.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of healers. There's not a lot of tanks.
But you got to be careful.
Well, there are, but no one wants to play those.
You got to be careful you're not Overwatch and put too many guys with shields in it.
Well,
also.
sure, but you need some guys with shields.
Yeah.
I really think they need role locking like Overwatch. That's just my opinion.
That's a problem, and I'll tell you why. In Overwatch, it got to the point where you would say it wasn't full like role locking kinda, but it was more like as other games did this. You would go in and say, "Okay, I'm going to be a healer," and then they party up, and at the last minute, you change characters to a DPS.
I'm Mercy.
No, I'm
Except
not.
not anymore.
2 seconds left. No, I'm not.
I'm the cowboy. I can't remember the name of it because they changed it.
I'm McCree or whatever.
It's not McCree.
Cassidy.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so moving on to other things.
Thing.
Yeah. We're going to clobber our way into the next news.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
Oh, those memes were cracking me up.
Let's see. Do we want positive or negative? Positive. All right. Rooster Teeth, the production company that
behind Red vs. Blue.
Red vs. Blue and Ruby and a bunch of other stuff, right?
Things.
Yeah. They were bought,
things that never tread water that hard.
Right. They were bought by Warner Brothers a number of years ago, and these days, if you're Warner Brothers, the best thing you do is get rid of everything that people like. I'm not bitter. They were going to shut down the Rooster Teeth, or they did shut it down. And one of the co-founders of the company from, it was back
2004.
It had to be earlier than that because I watched that stuff in early high school.
I remember buying the original Red vs. Blue DVD.
Yeah, but one of the original founders has bought the rights to Rooster Teeth back.
Bernie Burns, which can't be his real name,
It
right?
really
that can't be his real name.
his parents are playing an awful prank on him. If
It's
that's
probably
the case.
like a nickname that stuck, and he just runs with it.
Bernald Bernowitz.
They just call him Mr. Burns.
But no, this is good. Rooster Teeth, they do good stuff. Mostly.
Man, those first few seasons of Red vs. Blue, the writing was so funny.
It was very punchy.
It was very punchy, but it was also very of its time.
Oh,
I bet
If
it
you try to
was.
go back and watch some of those things, they
They probably haven't aged well at all.
They have not aged
most
especially
comedy,
well, but
most comedy hasn't.
it was definitely that early 2000s. We're going to be edgy and say dumb things. But no, it's cool that Rooster Teeth is coming back. It's always nice to see things be brought back from the brink
Especially to their original creators.
to creators.
Oh, yeah,
It's not coming back as a shell of its former self.
a nostalgia bait.
I wonder if he got the rights to Ruby back or not, though, because that...
Oh, that would be... Yeah.
I don't know. After Marty Ohm passed away,
I was gonna
say,
Ruby really kind of lost a lot of its shine.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of money in that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
There was a Justice League crossover movie.
Yeah.
And like a bunch of stuff like that. So I
well,
could
she
see
was in Fortnite, right?
No.
I thought the main
Ruby,
character.
I don't think Ruby ever popped up in
Ruby-
Fortnite.
Ruby-
No, Ruby
Ruby-
popped up in Brawlhalla. Oh, plus there was the controversy with the voice actor from one of the Ruby characters.
Sure. There always is. There's always something.
Because he was a creep to young fans. at
Surprise!
cons. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not gonna... I was
He was
gonna...
the voice of Crow.
I was gonna guess, but I don't want to say somebody's name on here.
No, that's fair.
He
No,
was
that's
the-
fair.
He was the voice of Crow.
That's fair. Speaking of Warner Brothers axing things.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, it's negative time.
Yeah.
MultiVersus, the fighting game of the year of 2022 and nomination 2024 has been canceled. Has
Yeah.
been ended.
We have said on this show many times that its days were probably numbered.
Especially when it was unreleased. It was released and then unreleased and then came back worse.
Yeah, way to kill your momentum there on your free-to-play game by making it go away for a year for no discernible reason.
For fixing bugs and it came back not very good.
Yeah.
MultiVersus is a free to start, free to play
It's
fighting game.
It's a Smash Brothers clone with Warner Brothers
with
characters.
Warner Brothers. So yeah, if you wanted to have Superman punch Bugs Bunny
You could.
with the Iron Giant watching and Velma looking for clues, hey, why not? This is the game for you.
You know, the gameplay was interesting. The character list could have been better.
Yeah.
They had some weird polls.
They did have some weird pulls.
It was fun enough of a game,
it
too.
was fun, and I played it religiously, real hard for a while until I eventually just kind of fell off of it, like you do.
Like with most free to play games, you kind of fall off because there's no monetary incentive to keep going. However, the bad thing about this, the bad thing is that it's getting canceled. The other bad thing is, unlike other not gotcha.
Well, some of them are, but
Some of them are. I'm trying to think of what the word is.
games with premium currency.
Gas games. Unlike other games as a service, gas games. For example, like Anthem, when it was ended, the devs said, "Okay, whatever premium currency, the stuff that you paid real dollar for, whatever you have left, we're going to refund you. We're gonna give you at least something back. You keep all your stuff, and we're gonna make the free because they end up making a free offline version. That's what they're doing with MultiVersus. But
you won't be able to download it off the website after a certain date either.
Right? Yeah. Well, but that doesn't.
Somebody will keep it up somewhere.
That won't stop most people.
It'll end up on the Internet Archive probably.
More than likely, yeah. But with those kind of games, they go, okay, yeah, if you put real money dollars into this, we're gonna give you at least a little bit back. Plus, the offline version, it's gonna have everything unlocked. You don't, character skins, or we're gonna make it so that you can get them relatively easily.
Yeah, we'll make a huge battle pass that you play through offline and unlock all the stuff as you go. I think games have
so
done
you
that
don't
before.
lose things.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, MultiVersus is not doing that. So if you have a bunch of in-game currency that you wanted to spend on future updates or what have you, future skins, and you just have like a bank of it, once that game ends,
that's going away. It's evaporating.
Hey, that's Zaslov's money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your glemium is worthless here.
Yeah, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Glemium.
Glemium. Okay,
Well,
that's a bad name. That's
one
a
of
bad,
the currencies is called glemium.
That's a bad name.
Yeah, I don't understand the name of it. It's like when RumbleVerse closed, I got a full refund.
Yeah.
From everything I spent in that game.
Same with Concord. But that's kind of a weird other sort of situation.
Concord never technically actually fully released, I don't think.
No, it did.
It did. It was out for 8 months.
It was out you could buy it in a store.
It took 8 years to make, and in 8 months, in less than 8 months, I think it was 7 weeks, that thing was gone.
I can't believe they didn't even try to free to play it.
Nope.
Nope. Sony,
just dead.
Yep. But the other thing with this, not only are you losing your hard-earned dollary dues, any skin or any extra bit that you haven't earned by the time it shuts down, gone forever. Which is, I think it's a way to force players to have a one last big bump of player base.
Yeah, buy up all this stuff before you can ever get it again. And then also don't ever delete the game off of your whatever device you're using.
Yeah. Oh, great. So now I can go sell my PlayStation 5 on eBay for like $1 million.
Yeah, sell it next to your one with PT on it.
I have a PlayStation 4 that has PT on it.
Oh, man, that is going to...
Well, the only thing that sucks is it's connected to my PlayStation Network account I use, so I can't.
You can't really, unless you make a second account and then transfer everything over except for PT. But but hey, one day
the data's there.
If you
it's downloaded there.
If you do sell that, I mean, you can put your non-existent children through college with that.
I think my iPhone 4 might still have Flappy Bird on it.
Yeah, I do have. I think my 5 has Flappy Bird on it as well. If I can find it, I don't know if it even holds a battery charger.
I don't think I even have an old Apple charger anymore.
The wide one.
The wide one.
That stupid wide one. Yeah.
That you bust the clips so easily.
I never busted the clips.
Oh man, so often. Then again, I'm a caveman who just like make it go, plug in.
Charge battery.
Give battery. We have time for maybe one or two more. Do you want to talk about the Joy-Con for the Switch 2 thing?
Yeah,
this is quick.
The patents became public recently, and it looks like the
mouse functionality.
Yeah, the suspected mouse functionality that they kind of teased in the reveal trailer when they showed the Joy-Cons sliding around.
Zooming around like a car?
Yeah, it looks like that is legitimate. So
great.
The Joy-Con will be able to be used as a mouse on its side, which rules.
That does rule. I'm really happy about that. Do you think we're going to get a new Mario Paint with this?
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason why they couldn't.
It's like we were talking about off show, like mouse aiming in Splatoon would be next level.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's. I wouldn't be surprised if Splatoon 4 isn't a launch title. It will be within the first 6 months. Absolutely.
Mario Maker with mouse. Very good.
Oh, that would be very, very good.
That's how we got Mario Maker, is they were trying to come up with a sequel to Mario Paint, like something Mario Paint-esque. And
you mean the third Mario Paint because of the Nintendo 64 Dex Drive?
Oh, yeah, the disc drive, the Mario
DD,
Artist.
Which someone online has got working.
Oh.
You can actually play it. It takes some work, but you can actually play it.
Do you remember, I think the Super Nintendo had a stupid little mouse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it came packed in with Mario Paint.
It had the best mouse pad.
Yeah,
because it was plastic.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that'd be really good.
It was.
Yeah, for sure.
But my brother broke my Super Nintendo mouse because he put silly putty around the mouse ball for some reason, and it would not come out.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
I
don't know why he did that. God knows.
Yeah.
Why do any of our younger siblings do the things they do?
Yes, younger siblings are doing things to destroy their toys. Yes. Yes. Darn you, younger sibling. Not me. So.
Oh no, I remember throwing a Leonardo figure repeatedly in the air and watching him hit the ground as hard as it could until his arms popped off, and I was like, "Aw."
Color change Swamp Thing action figure for the failed cartoon series went into the snow during one big blizzard and was not found until the spring. where the color change, he's supposed to go from green to brown because he's like turning into a tree. Permanently purple. It rolled past the brown
yes.
to purple.
Spring has come. The swamp things are blooming.
They're in full bloom.
Oh,
That's
God.
right.
I remember another really bad toy destruction time when I was a kid. So for some reason, me and my friends would get our Hot Wheels cars.
Oh, yeah.
Back when Hot Wheels were made, like all of them were made of metal.
Yeah.
And we would just slam them into a brick wall as hard as we could to see if we could break them.
And they probably didn't for a while,
Oh,
right?
no. Oh, no.
They would chip the brick, I imagine.
Oh, yeah, they were.
Those things are solid.
They were nuts. Like the axles were breaking before the cars were.
Yeah. And then you pretend they're flying cars and you just throw them like baseballs.
Yep.
Yeah,
and then,
man.
And then I think back like to all these Hot Wheel collectors and stuff, and I was like, oh man, I could have been making some bank.
Yeah, well, you know what? Yes, things cost. You can sell things, vintage things, for more, but there's something to be said about the memories of actually playing with your toys.
Oh,
I'm a
yeah.
big proponent of play with your toys.
Oh yeah.
Don't just hoard them.
I went to an antique mall last weekend out by Springfield. It was the Heart of Ohio Antique Mall.
Oh, sure.
One, it's humongous, but two, I saw behind glass the Ninja Turtles van, the Turtle Party van.
The turtle van?
And it made me instantly feel extremely old because a toy from my childhood was behind glass at an antique mall.
Oh, I felt a million years old because of that forever. But yes. Oh man, turtle van.
I had one.
I did not.
With the pizza discs?
No, that was a different vehicle.
Oh, that was? Okay. Was that the blimp?
Nope.
I saw the blimp there too.
It was
really?
It was like a tank.
Oh yeah.
That had a singular, like a hopper that you put all the plastic pizza discs into.
I never had it,
but
but
that thing was so loud.
Oh yeah, no, I had a friend who had one. I never had that.
Yeah, I had a friend that had one. But
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
I was the friend that had them
Oh,
because
yeah.
I had. See, I didn't have a lot of the Power Ranger toys.
Okay.
I had all the Ninja Turtle toys.
Yeah,
I
see,
had the blimp, the sewer, the van.
Yeah, I was the
never
friend that
had
had
I never had the Technodrome. I wanted the Technodrome and I never got
Well,
it.
there are certain ones that you want and like dream about as a child. And frankly, as an adult, but you will never see the USS
firehouse.
flag.
Oh,
So big.
the USS
Oh,
flag.
man.
Yeah,
There was
that
there's a
could fit the full size jet.
There's a place in Ontario. It's the comic shop in Ontario,
Yeah,
over by Gabe's.
Toy Hunter.
Yeah, Toy Hunter. They have one on display that you are not allowed to touch. Ever, but it's a mostly complete, and that thing is, if I were to lay down next to it, I mean, I'm taller, but not much taller.
Do you remember when they found one for that one scene in the Goldbergs?
Yeah, man.
It's
that
in
was
their basement, in the background of their basement.
But yeah, good stuff.
Oh man, what was I also had a lot of Star Trek toys. Like I had like the transporter.
Ooh, yeah.
And I had the engineering playset, but I never had the bridge.
I let's see. I have memories of having the Ghostbuster
firehouse?
but for the life of me, I don't know if that were a fever dream, or it was recalled, or it just got it disappeared. I swear I had it, but I cannot find it.
My cousin had the firehouse.
Okay.
And he also had the tree fort house base for Robin Hood from Robin Hood Prince of Thieves.
That was just the Ewok village repurposed.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Oh, man.
The only turtles I had all 4 of the turtles, and they were the kind with the big like manhole covers
The
on their
talking
back.
ones?
Yeah, that you pulled a ripcord through and it would make them talk.
Yeah, and they sounded real cursed when you did it real slow or real fast.
I didn't have the original ones. I had a disguised Donatello. He was wearing a fedora and a trench coat.
He looked
and
like a flasher.
Yeah, and he came with a plastic mask that looked like the worst human face you've ever seen.
Ah, yes, I am fellow human.
And I had the Transformers that would turn from Baby Turtle into...
Oh, those were great. I
remember
awesome.
those. Those were cool.
I had a couple of those, but I always wanted the Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah.
Because they were humans that turned into animals.
Yeah, I never had those ones.
Those were great.
I always wanted more turtles, but then my mom was like, "You don't play with the ones that you have," and I'm like, "It's because I don't have any bad guys, Mom."
Well, that's why that was Transformers for me. I remember vividly being a child asking Santa for Transformers and more Transformers and more Transformers. And I had a handful, but that was about it. So we're about ready to wrap this up.
Yes.
Last thing, 2 seconds. We have a phone number.
Okay.
People can call it. We're going to go through it at the end. But we did, in fact, have a voicemail. So I'm going to play it for you here.
All right.
Mailbag Day! Mailbag Day! Hey, everybody, it's Mailbag Day!
Hey, just me calling to make sure that the Nerd Overload hotline doesn't shut down. All right, bye.
That's right. This is the quality kind of things that you can expect from the Nerd Overload hotline. And if you don't want to hear more of me re-upping the hotline, you can call that number. That is 412-345-1413. I just did your part, Cody.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap things up. You've been listening to the Nerd Overload Show. The Nerd Overload Show.
The Nerd Overload program.
Yes. You can find...
Sponsored by soap.
Charleston Shoes.
Charleston
Shoes and Morax.
That's what I couldn't think of.
Yeah, I knew that's what you're... Yeah. So you can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
Links.nerdoverload.com.
All of our socials are over there. That's right.
Follow us on all the things.
Yes.
Send us an email at staff@nerdoverload.com with questions, comments, concerns. After this episode, you might have some.
You might have a couple. That's very true. You can find all of our back episodes on various podcast apps, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube next week. Next week. Guaranteed something is going to happen on the Nerd Overload YouTube page.
Are you setting up the GoPro?
I'm setting up the camera.
Okay.
That's right.
Oh, now I gotta look presentable.
You have to remember to wear a better shirt.
And finally, I'd like to thank Parker helping us out finding news articles for the show, and David Pencil for our intro and outro. So again, thank you for listening. We'll be back next week.
Till we meet again.
Yeah.